I'd like to call this meeting to order and welcome you here tonight. This meeting is for the specific purpose of action items that we were not able to take place on Monday night because we did not have a quorum. We will be going into closed session shortly so that we can go over our personnel items and then come back out and go over the action. So roll call, please.
Here.
Ms. Tanner?
Here.
Ms. Hicks?
Here.
Mr. Bullock?
Here.
Ms. Smiley?
Here.
Ms. Garner?
Here.
Ms. Waxaw? Here. Mr. Edwards?
Here.
Okay. Do I hear a motion that we adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Oh, raise your right hand, excuse me. Raise your right hand. All those opposed? Okay. Do I hear a motion that the school board convenes a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing personnel matters regarding resignations, retirement, supplements, adjustments, employments, grievances, discipline, the superintendent's evaluation pursuant to the Personnel Exemptions Code of Virginia, Section 2.2-371A1, and for student matters regarding 2 MCPS county students wishing to attend a North Carolina school pursuant to Student Matters Exemption Section 2.2-371A2, and for business matters regarding superintendent search and interim superintendent pursuant to Section 2.2-371A13.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand and hold it up so that you can see. Did you get everybody? Okay. All right. We're now in closed session. Do I hear a motion that the closed meeting be closed and the board certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting to which the certification applies, and only such business matters as were identified in the motion concerning the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Can you keep them up so they can get them? Okay, and now if you'll certify. You have to call the roll call.
Mr. Ferrier? Mr. Sturtevant?
Yes.
Ms. Tanner?
Yes.
Ms. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yeah.
Smiley?
Yes.
Ms. Garner?
Yes.
Ms. Wagstaff?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
If you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the moment of silence, please. Thank you. Do I hear a motion the school board approves the minutes of the regular school board meeting held on May 18, 2015? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Sturdivant?
Yes.
Ms. Tanner?
Yes.
Ms. Hicks?
No.
Abstain.
Abstain, thank you.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
Ms. Garner?
Yes.
Ms. Wagstaff?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Abstain.
Do I hear a motion the school board approves the minutes from the special meeting held on May 28, 2015?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Sturdivant?
Yes.
Ms. Tanner?
Abstain.
Ms. Hicks?
So moved.
Abstain.
No, I was here.
Oh, okay. So yes.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
Ms. Garner?
Abstain.
Ms. Wagstaff? Mr. Edwards?
Abstain.
Do I hear a motion the school board approves the payment of the bills?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Can you see us if we just raise our right hand?
I can.
You can.
If you keep them up.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Keep them up until she gets to count, please.
What is this for?
Payment of the bills. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I reviewed the bills and
I'm sorry.
just had a couple questions, Ms. Garner, on
Yeah.
the page 1, 168,000.
I guess we'll go back and forth. Yes, sir. These are some purchases that we are making so the technology department can start their summer projects and get rolling on that, so we'll be ready in October. There's half of it in the elementary section and half of it in secondary.
On page 2, $30,459.
This is a special education charge to Apple. Christy Peffer, the director of the special education programs, is working on a one-on-one incentive for her special education students with some of the iPads and other technology.
And then on page 12, another 168,000.
And that was the other half of the computer work that we paid for in June to get started on for next year. We do that regularly. Pretty much every June we have a purchase that we make to get going for the summer.
Page 13, $29,750. It's there 3 times.
Okay, this is Cortez Management, as I'm sure that you have seen. We had a little problem on our invoicing here. The first one that you see for $29,750, as you'll see, was paid in May. It was paid later May. We received the invoice after the original bill pack. We again got the June invoice at the correct time, so we were able to include it in the package. As you can see, it is in the month of June. The last invoice was an invoice that was missed. I have researched it, and we have not made the complete payments for the year. It was, I believe, the December.
And the last one is on page 15, 80,546.
The $80,546 is our tuition payment for Governor's School. We've been paying that ahead every year. This is for the upcoming school year, but we paid this year out of prior year budget, so it's still running on normal cycle.
That's all I had.
Questions? Yes, sir. These $168,000 payments and the $329,750 payments, that's all money in the present day appropriations, right? It's not anything from July 1st, July going forward. Okay, so we had that much money left over, and that's the reason we bought all that equipment.
We also normally plan to have some left at the end to get them going, because they do have to get started pretty quickly in order to be ready August 4th.
Okay.
For the students and teachers to come back.
Okay, thanks.
Ms. Garner, I had asked you before whether or not you had received all the receipts from our last conference.
Yes, sir, I have.
And is that going to be on this bill, or?
Actually, after I reviewed that, Mr. Sterling, and went through it with Angela, it was on May, and I can look that back up and we can go over it again. But she did pay it in May and received the receipt in May.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now, any other comments? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Paying the bills.
Paying the bills. All those opposed? Okay. All right. Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the personnel recommendations?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Okay. Student matters. Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the student matters regarding SM 2014-2015-01?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Okay, do I hear a motion the school board approves student matters SM 2014-2015-02?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Item G, hiring of the interim superintendent, we're going to put on the agenda for the 25th. Do I hear a motion that the school board approves to hire the VSBA to assist the school board in searching for a new superintendent?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. I do not think that we, excuse me. I do not think that we need to spend the money to hire a firm to the minimum of $9,000 to search for a superintendent when we can do our own advertising and research. Now it's not.
Sorry, it wasn't on. I think this is one of the most important decisions we have to make. This is the most important for the future of our county. And I think hiring the VSBA, who's had such a large success with, especially in Region 8 too, is a good idea, and we want to get the best candidates we can possibly get. And I did kind of take a little offense to the newspaper when the newspaper said something about we were going to let the candidates for office for observation, they put it in italics. I think it's very, very important that not just observing, but have true input. And I promise I will listen to all the candidates' input on candidate selection as well as the public as well. But we have to find the best candidate possible, and it has to be an open search, and we need to find a professional search firm to do it. But y'all, we need everyone's input as well.
Wait and see what I say. I think we should use the VSBA. We have already adopted VSBA policies, and those are consistent policies. And having many, many years of experience in personnel, human resources, both private and public, with state agencies and as well with the school board, I think using the VSBA, we will show due diligence, consistency based on other state searches that are typically conducted by the VSBA. They are cheaper than hiring a private search firm, which can run thousands of dollars. We have done that before. And the wider your search is, you may hire someone in Virginia ultimately, but if you do a regional, statewide, even national search, I don't know how far they go out, to be honest, but they are professionals, being that they do this frequently for the other 100-plus counties that are part of Virginia. And I think we will have a better pool of qualified candidates if we use them.
It's a fact that hiring a search firm doesn't always get you the truth. That's all I have to say.
I do agree that we need to hire a search firm so that we can have that search, so that we can find that person that can work with everybody in the county that's going to be best for our students. And we need to make sure that we have our candidates who are running unopposed to be a part of this process and not just to sit and observe. They need to give their input on the candidates that are there. And I know that I will listen to what Ms. Bailey has to say, because she's ultimately the one that's going to have to work with them. So I would hope that the candidates coming in would choose to be a part of the process and go through this with us as we look to find the best superintendent that we can for the division. Anything else? All those in favor? We want roll call for this, please.
Mr. Sturdivant?
No.
Ms. Tanner?
Yes.
Ms. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
Ms. Garner?
No.
Ms. Flagstaff?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
No.
Do I hear a motion that the school board approves to have our attorney present at all school board meetings for an additional monthly charge?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Could we tell the public what that charge is?
$2,000 over what we're already paying per month. However, his normal fee is $3,000 per meeting, so if we had to call him in for one meeting, it would cost us $3,000. We can have him $2,000. He'll be at every meeting that we have. He will be here to answer all legal questions, to make sure there's no misinformation going out, to make sure that everyone's getting accurate information.
Wayne. What about Wayne?
The total per month would be $4,500.
Wayne Carter. I think we should, in light of the press and the comments from our Board of Supervisors and what typically seems to be a diverse board in our voting. And I think to protect us with many issues that are yet to come and to try and keep peace, if you will, and to help have immediate questions regarding legal issues, I think it's very important that we have our attorney available. Additionally, they are highly recognized, and they also represent many other school systems in Virginia, so they are very educated in school system law.
Maybe we should consider a psychiatrist.
I'm opposed to hiring an attorney to be here every month, every meeting. It's not my money, it's the taxpayers' money. We have an attorney here with us tonight, and at that price point of $2,000, to me is not the best way in which we can spend our taxpayers' dollars. Part of the reasons that have been given to have an attorney here is media, and unfortunately the Board of Supervisors' name has been put out there. We as a board, we're a governing board. We should be able to govern ourselves and not have an attorney here. We're in the age of technology. If we have a question for an attorney, we can simply email them or text them or pick up the phone at no additional cost. We're currently paying $2,500 a month, and the additional $2,000 a month, I'm opposed to it.
And additionally, the Board of Supervisors, they regularly have an attorney present at all of their meetings, so I think it would be wise to follow suit by their example.
This attorney would be there to protect the board. This attorney would be there to protect the public, because if mistakes are made, it's going to cost the public in the long run. So the $2,000 to have the attorney there at every meeting to make sure that, to answer those legal questions, especially since so far tonight this board doesn't want to hire an interim superintendent. So we need that guidance there, and that attorney will be able to provide the legal guidance that we need, that we had. Prior to us hiring Dr. Thornton, we had attorney at every meeting. And when Dr. Thornton was hired, it was the board's pleasure to not have the attorney. It was not what I thought was right, because we need that to be at every single meeting to make sure that make sure that all of our legal questions are answered, and answered in the public. A lot of times questions come up, misinformation comes out, and it's another month before the correct information is there. Having the attorney there, the correct information will be given out that same night. So, all those in favor? Roll call.
Mr. Sturdivant?
No.
Ms. Tanner?
Yes.
Ms. Hicks?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
Ms. Garner?
No.
Ms. Wagstaff?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
No.
Do I hear a motion that school, excuse me, approves the use of the MCPS buses for Virginia Tech for 4-H camp?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Okay. Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the use of the MCPS buses for Clarksville Lake Fest?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion?
We've done that before, right? I think.
No, we have not done this. Ms. Tuck, would you give us a brief update again? I know you gave us information at the last meeting.
Yeah, this is just for the Lake Fest.
This is so that the city of Clarksville can use the buses to transport people from a separate parking spot, such as Hardee's, downtown on Clarksville's Lake Fest that they have for that day. And they will be paying us for our drivers as well as for our fuel. And their insurance, yes. They will have that. So they're just going to be using our buses. As again, this is just for community service, for us to partner with them. This is the first time that they have used our bus. They reached out to us thinking that this might be a way to keep the money in the county and that we could partner with them and they could use our buses for this. Yes, it is a way for, well, I believe they're hiring 2 drivers for the day. I'm not sure about that. I do remember it was 2 drivers, and I don't know if that was so they could rest. I really don't remember that.
It was 2 buses.
Okay, thank you.
1 handicap bus and 1 lady.
Thank you, Ms. Tuck.
Ms. Tuck, so they're going to be paying for the drivers and fuel. Are we getting a rental fee for the buses?
No. The rental fee, we didn't do a rental fee for that because, again, we felt like this was something for us to work as a community to work together. Such as we don't do a rental fee for the 4-H either. And I realize those are our students that go for that. But this is serving our community.
And the 4-H bus, they're taking our students down.
They are, that's what I said, yes.
And in the past, Clarksville had to rent buses.
I don't know how they've done it before. I haven't been a part of that decision.
Yes. Carolina Coach.
Well, they're paying by the mile for the fuel. So what we'll do is we'll calculate what mileage it was at the beginning, and then the mileage at the end, and we'll calculate for that.
This is done in other areas. This isn't it's the first time we've ever been approached by Lake Fest to do this. But in other areas across the Commonwealth, they use the school buses as shuttle services for festivals and things like this.
Ms. Garner has also stated that the mileage rate covers more than just the fuel.
The federal mileage rate that we are charging has a component for depreciation, mileage, and other wear and tear on vehicles. So in the end, we should gain more money than it actually costs us in fuel to cover tires and different things.
Any more discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed?
Abstain.
Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the federal application for Title I?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the federal application for Title II?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the federal application for Title VI?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Can somebody explain Title VI to me?
Sure. We have different titles that we get receive funds for, and in Title VI, this is so that we can encourage our curriculum. And so what we're using this for is for iReady, which is one of our our testing and curriculum components. We are also using it to bring in teachers to write curriculum over the summer, so we'll be paying teachers to write curriculum and to do assessments, to write assessments as well. We also use it for professional development. We also have to keep a portion of it in case there are any of our private schools that need professional development as well. There's a portion of that that has to be reserved. And we also use it for our school messenger, which is our alert system, so our parent involvement. And I believe that's about everything that I can think of right now.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Do I hear a motion that the school board approves the overnight field trip for Bluestone High School students to go to Wallops Island on June 26th and return on June 27th for a robotics competition?
So moved. Second.
All those, any discussion?
I do have a question. I understand that we have a homeschool child. Does our insurance cover this child when they travel on our buses?
Yes, ma'am, we've looked into that, and we do have a general liability policy that covers any person that is on one of our vehicles. She or he, I don't know, student stuff.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? They took them all, both of them. We do it. Right. It was take. They may put them on the 25th if they had more. A reminder that the end of the year budget meeting is June 25th at 6 p.m. at the school board office in Boyden. No public input will be heard during this meeting. And we are adjourned.